So, good morning. We're about to start. So, did you know that 1/3 of all the foods that are produced are never eaten? So 1/3 of all the foods that are produced are never eaten. So in essence, what happens is somewhere between the farming and the food getting to your plate, food is lost, unaccounted for, untraceable. But bottom line is that we cannot trace it and we do not know what happens to that food, right? So that is where supply chain and blockchain meet. With that being said, imagine if there was a system that worked eloquently and effectively to solve just one fraction of that problem. And I'm not talking produce more food or whatever, but I'm saying we have a supply chain ecosystem that works and that is efficient and that has results. So the conversation between blockchain and supply chain is long overdue, and that is the kind of conversations and dialogues we're trying to steer today. With that being said, good morning. My name is Dimakatso Shabalala, and I'm privileged to be your program director for today. You can give yourselves a round of applause. On behalf of the great University of Johannesburg and the South Africa and Switzerland Bilateral Chair in Blockchain Technology, I would like to welcome each and every one of you to this very, very great event. Thank you so much for coming. Protocol observed. I would like to acknowledge our host and head and director of UJ Blockchain, Prof. Namdi Nulu. I would also like to acknowledge Prof. Gambo of Civil Engineering and the Built Environment, our panelists, speakers, students, delegates from industry, from academia. You're all welcome. Thank you so much for sparing us this moment. And I'll have you know that today, unlike any of our events, we're ending 2 hours earlier. So it would be nice if you stayed to the end for that reason, because we're ending earlier. And I have a surprise at the end for one lucky person. So if you want to find out, please just pay attention. And yeah, I have a surprise. Also, the bathrooms, for those of you who do not know, are on, well, my left, that way. The females on the left, and then the males on the right. Without wasting any more time, we're going to start the program with Prof. Gambo. It is my pleasure to welcome you here today, Prof. He's the head of School of Civil Engineering and the Built Environment in the University of Johannesburg, and he will deliver our opening address. A hand of applause as we welcome Prof. Gambo.
Thank you very much, Dimakatso. Good morning, colleagues. It's still early in the morning. Can we see some life? Morning, colleagues. Thank you. Maybe the tea didn't have some nice goodies, Dimakatso. Did you provide some nice goodies? Thank you very much for the opportunity, Dimakatso, and of course the head of former head of school, but now director of the center and also the Sachi chair, Prof. Nulu. Yeah, it's a privilege. I think now I'm becoming familiar in this school. Of course, the counterpart, the head of school for electrical, is my friend in the business. That's our academic business. That's Professor Bokoro. We work well together. So civil engineering and the built environment that I'm heading is friends to electrical and the electronics engineering school. Of course, both of us, we have departments at APK as well as DFC. For those who don't know, our two schools have two legs, APK and DFC, so we work well together. This also includes the staff members within the two schools. We work together. We have projects that also, in a way, bring us together in a collaborative environment. So my name is Trinos Gumbo, for those who don't know me. I'm head of school for civil engineering, the built environment, where we have 4 departments, just a brief about it. We have civil engineering technology at DFC, construction management and conserving, DFC, urban regional planning at DFC. Then we have civil engineering science at APK, where we have that bridge, the engineering bridge for those who know APK. So those are the 4 departments that I lead, but I'm former head of urban regional planning department. I'm a full professor, and I specialize in smart cities. That's my specialty. So technology to me is something that I love, and I learn a lot from Prof. Nulu here when it comes to, there's a project that we did together on women and trying to make sure that they also participate in energy and all that. Demarcus talked about food, but I know this chair and school, and also I would say the center talks a lot about the intersections, which is very critical. The world doesn't operate in, I would say, in silos. No wonder why Prof. Nulu is doing brilliant research on 3 or so many aspects that work together. That's where he talks about nexus, or the interface of food, energy, water. There's a lot. I'm sure he's discovering so many things that also work together. All right, if our dean, Professor Mashao, or the vice deans, we have 3 vice deans in the faculty. If they were here, they were going to be sharing how brilliant we are. I'm sure most of you guys, you know that we are the biggest faculty of engineering in the country, not only in terms of numbers, but we have over 10,000 students, imagine, in one faculty, over 10,000 students, and that's a reality. And for your own information, there are other universities that don't even have 10,000 students, for your own information. If you go to other universities within the African continent, they're still struggling to get to 10,000 students, but we have in one faculty. That's a huge faculty. No wonder why we have 3 vice deans to support our dean. So our dean is Prof. Mashao. Daniel Mashao is not around. He's traveling with the Vice Chancellor, Professor Mperi. They are not around this week. They are traveling. Of course, it's a team, it's a contingent that is traveling. But if he were here, he was going to share the brilliance of this faculty, where Prof. Nulu and this chair resides. It's very, very brilliant. In terms of productivity as well, I talked about numbers, but numbers alone is not enough. But in terms of productivity, we are doing so much as a faculty. In terms of ROUs, only last week, we had, I don't know, how many PhDs, Prof. Nulu? In one graduation, I think there were around 20. And I graduated 5 PhDs on one day, myself as well. So, yeah. So we're doing so well. Same applies to Prof. Nulu. Same applies to so many brilliant staff members within the faculty. Yesterday we had graduation again. Several students also graduated. And we have the last winter graduation. Is it tomorrow, Prof. Nulu? I think it's tomorrow. The last winter graduation from our faculty is tomorrow. We're going to have huge numbers. So we say the sky is not the limit, and there's no box in the Faculty of Engineering. Say, I think outside the box. There's no box at all. We're always outside the box. So we think outside the box because we stay there, we belong there, and the sky is not even the limit. So we're doing so well, and this is testament. This gathering today is testament to our brilliance. This is testament to our brilliance, because even the dean, we just inform him there's a brilliant event that is taking place, and we have brilliant people that are assisting and supporting this idea that is really, in a way, taking shape. And as Prof. Nulu always says, we still have a lot to do. So I'm going just to go through a number of aspects that are critical here. This is just housekeeping. All right? I would say you are distinguished guests. You are very special. For you being here, I like economics. We say there's always what? A better opportunity or better thing to do. But if you find yourself here, it means whatever is out there is not better than being where? Can you give yourself a round of applause for that? Thank you very much. So I want to believe And I want to affirm that you are distinguished guests because you left a lot. You guys could be doing assignments. Some, they left their work. There are so many due dates as you are here. The head is going, am I going to make it? But you are going to fast track things and make sure that you meet all those deadlines. But being here is very, very critical. And we really acknowledge your presence. So we have colleagues who are here. We have industry leaders. We have members of the media who are here. We have friends of the University of Johannesburg. I say to you, good morning and a very welcome to you all. As Dimakatso has indicated, you are very much welcome to the great, I think you put, is it EA? When you say great, so many A's, isn't it? So many A's. Great University of the University of Johannesburg. Great University of Johannesburg. She knows it better. So, I would want really to say it's an honor as well for me to be here. I could be doing a lot of things, but I realized that this invitation is very critical to me. There's a lot. Yesterday, the whole day, imagine I was doing NRF evaluations for such chairs. We also do that. So the whole, since 8:30 to 4:30, imagine, evaluating such chairs, different universities. And you know that we have 26 universities, of course, excluding the private ones. The national ones are 26 universities in South Africa, for those who don't know. But we're saying there's a lot that goes in the background. So it's a huge honor for me to open the annual media event on behalf of the University of Johannesburg. But before I say much, allow me to acknowledge those who have made this day possible. I extend the welcome to Prof. Namdi Nulu. A round of applause for him. He's the reason we are gathered here. I think, as I said, we have brilliant minds. These are people, when they are bathing, I want to challenge you. Ideas come through. They hold on to them. Some of us maybe even leave the bathroom to go and write down. Those who have brilliant minds, they keep it here. You know, the subconscious mind is very critical. Sometimes you find yourself singing to things that maybe have just been gathering over time as you listen to music and all that. You surprise yourself. Is it me that is singing that? No wonder I say if you're a church person, always listen to church music. You find yourself singing to my piano when you are when they maybe don't like you, they don't encourage you to do that. So Prof. Nulu is director of the South Africa Switzerland bilateral this blockchain, bilateral research chair in blockchain and technology. And of course, we want to acknowledge Dr. Luca Mazola of Hochschule-Luzern, that's Switzerland, and our partners and co-hosts. I also want to welcome our keynote speaker. Of course, we have Prof. Dr. Horst Trebmeier of Module University Vienna, who joins us virtually. So the keynote is going to be delivered virtually. So yes, the beauty of technology. And to our colleagues from the CSR who are around here, we want to welcome you. Of course, to our industry panelists who have traveled so far, from far, far away places to be with us, we want to welcome you. To every member of this gathering here in the Johannesburg Business School auditorium, then also those who are watching on YouTube. So I'm sure the media people, we have people who are online, who are following the proceedings, and the UJ blockchain, CCP, FEWS YouTube channels, you're most welcome. So all these channels, the virtual channels, and those who are here present physically, we want to welcome you. So I don't think there's anyone who is left out. We have friends of the University of Johannesburg. We have industry partners. We have all those that are coming from other universities and all that. It's good always to work together as sister universities. So this event is the result of months of deliberate work by the chair himself and also staff members within that chair. I'm sure Dimakatso, you're part of that. So very, very critical really to acknowledge all those that work, especially in the background, to make sure that this is a success. So the bilateral research chair team, it reflects something UJ has always stood for, the belief that a university does not exist apart from society. So I think just to mention that part of our critical strategic plan is the societal impact. And Prof. Mperi really always emphasizes the need to make sure that whatever we do has an impact on society. Yes, we pride ourselves on producing research output units, and like we always say, hey, I have 50 units in 1 year. It's only at UJ. I was talking to the dean the other week, say, this is only a reality in UJ. Some people come from brilliant universities, research-intensive universities. They try to get into the UJ research project, they fail. But I'm telling you, we have people who can publish 50 units in 1 year, over 100 publications in 1 year. It's possible in UJ. So, but I was saying, we don't live for that only, but it's something that we've perfected. We do so well, effortlessly. We just find ourselves in November that I have 20 journal articles, I have 2-3 books, I have so many book chapters. I'm sure Prof. Nulu, one day you should show them what you produce in a year. A nice graph, maybe the past 5 years, I'm sure they'll be surprised, but we can do that. But I was saying, beyond research output units, we want to impact our societies. Beyond that, we want to make sure that we have postgraduate students who are really brilliant, who change the fortunes of South Africa and beyond. So we're saying it is very, very critical, really, to make sure that we touch on our societies. It exists inside it, working alongside government, industry, and the communities to solve problems that matter. This is very, very critical. So the partnerships, SDG, is it number 17, the last one, talks about partnerships. So you cannot do it alone. This is very, very critical. No wonder why you see today's gathering has almost everyone that matter. So today we gather under the theme of blockchain supply chains, like what Dimakatso indicated. Like I also teach, I'm very passionate about SDGs, issues of sustainability. I always challenge people, say, how many apples do you buy in a week? How many do you throw away? Can you think, just reflect. Your dustbins, you always throw away food. We are all culprits here. You may deny it, but how much food do you throw away? Just take note of what you do on a weekly basis. So you'd rather buy small quantities, depending on the family, depending on the people